Hey everyone, welcome to the I would say weekly AMA. Today this is a special AMA. Like we have got Srini with us today. This is the first ever AMA that we have brought in a Wormhole Fellow, and welcome Srini to the AMA. But before we dive into this conversation, I would say I would just like to let you folks know about the objective behind this. So this particular AMA, so Srini is a good person with respect to uh, DeFi understanding. He is really good with BD and all sort of things. And we keep this particular AMA vertical. Like we will talk about BD and we'll talk about overall Srini's I would say journey so far, so that anyone who is like listening right now, who is new to the ecosystem, who is just like starting out, who just wants to like score the first big win, so this AM is for you. If you are listening right now and if you are new, then this AM is for you. And if you are to like specifically interested in DeFi and all sort of really sort of things, then this AM is for you. So welcome again, Srini. Welcome all of you folks. And I would say let's just start with would you like to just let us know about yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
Srini?
So hey Smith, it was nice meeting you in Bali, and yeah, it's always good to
Yeah.
meet everyone in the ecosystem. So yeah, myself, I'm Srinivas. So I'm currently leading ecosystem and also institutional JTM at Cantina. And yeah, I previously worked for RWA firm and have been in the space since 2020. And excited to be part of Wormhole ecosystem as well.
Yeah. Um, So, before, like, what was your like first encounter to crypto? Like, was it like, did you got in via trading or did you got in via I guess you are from engineering background, right? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You have put this on your bio that you are a dropout as well. Like, that would be interesting to know. Like,
Cool. So it all started with the hackathon ETHIndia 2020, right? So I had a friend. I was part of one of the leading blockchain clubs in India, which is Nextech Lab, which is organized by SR University, right? I used to be part of that lab, and I got a chance to apply for ETHIndia 2020, and I went to ETHIndia 2020. I got few bounties won, and I also continued to do my majors in cybersecurity, and yeah, I continued with research papers, and yeah, now I'm here with all the research papers, trading, airdrop farming, and everything. I'm currently in space like this.
and how, like, I am still not sure. Was it kind of BD was your first job or gig in crypto, or was it like something different that you were doing earlier?
In crypto, I started out as a product manager with my background in engineering with at a RWA firm, and then I continued to be there as a ecosystem lead. And then I just love talking to people, and I just realized, okay, it's time to go full on BD mode, and yeah, I just joined Cantina.
Yeah. And how did you become a wormhole fellow?
Okay, so while I was looking for a new opportunities, I just saw that okay, Wormhole Fellowship is open, and I knew Rachit for a while, and I saw the post on LinkedIn. I just applied with my proof of work, and I started to follow Rachit for a zillion times, and it just made it out.
Yeah. And yeah, so to begin with, let's just shift the gears. Let's just talk about BD. We'll come to the community aspect again. Um, if you can just break it down, BD into multiple components, I would say the job functions that the BD have to perform in order to like crack crack the I would say in order to like score wins, right? How would you like break BD into like several components in terms of job functions?
I would say the key component would be building relationships, and
Yeah,
everyone knows that there is a sales part involved, but the most important thing is to build relationships. Do not ever go for a partnership or a sale the first time that you ever meet a person. I would say just get in touch with the person, be natural, bring the conversation, try to talk about their project, understand their needs, and tell them about your project. And even if you have synergies in mind ongoing with your whenever you're having a conversation, just keep it light and just try to build a relationship. And once you go virtually, yeah, you can get on a call, you can still build the partnerships. But the first ever chance that you get to meet a person, just don't do sales or a BD thing.
yeah. So I have this I have this belief. I would say I'm not sure. Like I have read this somewhere, or I usually follow this. Like whenever it comes to networking or connections in anywhere, like. I would always prefer like make friends first, and they will be your like network, your connections, and how communities play a role in that. If you want to like jump onto that part, like how community play a role when it comes to networking, making friends, building connections.
Communities play a huge role when, especially when people are new, and even if they are like OGs as well, it plays a huge role. Every step of your journey, you need some folks to support you, and I think communities are the best ones, right? You can
Yeah,
just share your wins, and you can just whenever you even want to find a job, right? Or you have
yeah,
some new initiative coming up, they are the first ones
yeah.
to encourage you.
Hmm.
So I would
So,
say like opportunity has been very supportive in that case, like because I've got a lot of
yeah,
opportunities and I met a lot of good folks who's been continuously
yeah.
grilling, building.
Even I haven't said this yet. There are, as far as I know, there are one or two fellows who have got uh, gigs because they used to like post their proof of work in the we have got like private fellows chat in Telegram, and they posted their proof of work and they just got gigs, and they are like working at with two companies right now, but they got the first gig via the uh, uh, just sending the proof of work in the private Telegram chat that we have in fellows, that we have for One India fellows.
Yeah, I've seen like you
Apart,
guys
yeah,
posting about the opportunities in the opportunities channel. You,
yeah.
Rachit, everything. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so I even have this. I even got to know about Wormhole, honestly, just because of the local community that we have in Vadodara. Like one of my friends just posted out like, "Hey, Wormhole is going to like start their fellowship kind of community, and one of us should like apply for that." And it took me a week to apply for that particular fellowship, and I got in. And since then, I've been like contributing to Wormhole, and like everything happened after that. But yeah, what was like you mentioned that you have been like you worked as a product engineer at start in the starting, right? And I would say that was your like first major win in this particular ecosystem, right? And I'm just interested in that. Like, how did you score that?
Okay. So I used to work for a like MNCs like EY, MIQ Digital back then. Since I graduated in 2021, and since then I worked for like 1 year at these MNCs, and I didn't fit in the culture of 9 to 5, and I was trying to find new role, or I would move to Canada for masters or US, right? And I think you guys know that I am a NYU dropout, but yeah, it's because of that. So while I was scouting for this opportunity, so I met with a friend who's part of my college, and he was building out this RWA project. So that's how I got into product manager role at that. It wasn't
Yeah,
completely a move of that I want to move into Web3, but I really like the startup culture. Yeah, and even there,
yeah,
I used to be like, okay, if I don't think I would fit, I would be leaving in like 3 months or 6 months. But yeah, I really love the culture there, and especially the culture of Web3. And then yeah,
yeah.
I just became
I
a
think
fan.
that's the same, mostly same. I would say story behind for the folks who started early out. Like I started in like late 2022 in crypto, and my perspective was that hey, I applied for Gate. I have even written the exam. I got the good score that I can just go to any good NITs in India and just I can just do my MTech over there. But one of my professors was like, "Hey, a good sort of like food, good development and all sort of things. You should go for a job. You should not do MTech and sort of things." And that changed my perspective on like going for MTechs and do all of those things. And I just like left all of those things and started exploring more and more. And crypto happened to me. Um, yeah.
I would say
So
to this moment, I
yeah,
never regret leaving NYU just
yeah,
because I'm if I was in like 9 to 5 same Web2 roles, I might be regretting every day. But I
yeah.
since then, like I never regretted any moment.
And I would say shifting gears here, I would just like to ask more about BD. If you would like to highlight some of the challenges that you face as a BD on a daily basis, or major challenges to break any deal, I would say. And but yeah, first this question, and then I'll just do a follow-up question on this.
Got it. So the main challenge would be even getting seen, right?
Yeah,
Approaching
yeah,
and also reach out. I would say the cold reach out, it's part of the BD's role, right? and getting to see your message is the biggest challenge, right? It's not getting on a call, just even getting to see him is really hard.
Yeah,
The way you reach out, the purpose that you reach out, everything matters,
yeah.
right? I see that as the biggest challenge.
Would you like to just break it down like a full cycle, a full BD cycle, like how it looks like? Like you figure out a user persona, like, hey, this is the particular person, this is the particular company, we should be a good partner of us, and I should reach them out. Once you reach them out, what happens next? What happens next? You connect them with the maybe integrations team or maybe development team. Like how the BD cycle looks like.
Okay, let's say you find a project that is having some synergies, or you think that it's gonna be a good partner with you. I would just research about the project and see what the synergies are, and then I'd be finding out the relevant spots, right? It could be a growth lead, it could be a BD lead, it could be a C2 or a CEO, right? And you try to find the contacts and the relevant channels to reach out to them, right? And then you reach out with a proper blurb. The proper blurb would be consisting of like who you are and what do you want to do with them and how do you want to take this forward, right? And that's where it all stops until they see the message and they respond. And from there, even if they see or without, if they don't see, the problem would be that you have to do multiple follow-ups. There's a follow-up cycle. You have to do like first, let's say you do a message today, within 3 days again you follow, and then after, you can't reach out within next 3 days. There is a cycle like you have to reach out after a week, and then 1 month, based on like what are their recent announcements, right?
Yeah.
So the curve would continuously change within day to day.
And
And
I would
yeah,
say, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
and let's say if they actually see the message and if they're interested, then yeah, we start with a call and then we align on the partnership, and then we just get it live.
Yeah, and even if you would like to just uh, how can I put this? Like there are multiple kind of people who are involved in the I would say BD process, right? And I would say as a freelancer or as an independent consultant, how can one can maybe earn out of BD. It could be a good person who it could be like I have seen person who are just like will just help you out with the intros and they'll charge certain amount for that.
Right.
Like how like what kind of different people are involved in this particular process, and maybe as a freelancer or as a consultant, like how they can just earn out of it, right? As a beginner, how they can just approach this.
Okay, so if you want to do it as a freelancer or a consultant, you just have to reach out to the project. Let's say you want to become a consultant at Cantina, you just have to reach out to the team, right? And you have to bring something to the table. You can't just put an offer, right? Okay, let's say you have few people who are looking for audits. Let's say in case of Cantina, you have to bring them to the table, and only if they are actually relevant and also they are gonna go with us, then you'll be able to make it like with some referral fee or something. But when it comes to the like other projects, it could be bringing the connection to the project, right? And the partnership should be, you know, really relevant. It can't be like some random project. It could be coming up and you say, okay, I know this folk and I just connect with you then.
Yeah,
That's not.
and even talking about networking and talking about making connections, right? Um, I have seen you in the conference, like talking to people and just networking out there, right? What's your approach? Like, how you utilize events? How can this you extract maximum out of it?
I just try to bring the relationship. That's all.
Yeah, like
I
it's
don't go
something.
for things where whenever I go to conference, I don't want to sell anything.
Yeah,
I want them to remember as Srini, not the sales guy who came to the conference and who's just doing his things.
yeah.
I want to
It
have
seems
more
like
relationship with them.
yeah, it seems like it comes natural to you, but maybe for few folks, it could be a process, right? Like, hey, like maybe some sort of preparation goes under this, right? Like you must have practiced a lot of times pitching something, pitching yourself. Is it something that you do on a daily basis, or you practice on a daily basis?
There's no
Yeah,
such practice.
yeah, yeah. This is a funny question. Like as you mentioned about followbacks, right? Like you keep doing followbacks on Telegram and you keep sending messages to a lot of folks. Have you got ever banned on Telegram?
Yeah, a lot
This is
of
a funny
times.
question. Yeah.
I've been really aggressive and Within 2 weeks, my two of my Telegram accounts got banned.
Yeah.
Very honest,
I
and
have
I'm
seen.
still
Yeah.
recover. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Coming up next, I would say, since you mentioned about like building relationships, networking, and I would say my way of doing it is like just being part of communities, make friends, hang out with them, and do things, right? Uh, do you have the same approach, or do you follow some other sort of things, right?
My approach is like whenever I want to understand about a project, I try to join all the social. I try to follow them, right? And I try to build my relationships through that communities itself. Because even a moderator could help me understand, right? I don't need a CEO or CTO to explain me what it is, but even a moderator or the one who is active in Wormhole ecosystem. For example, if I had to join, if I wasn't a fellow at Wormhole and if I had to reach out to someone, it would be you also, right?
Yeah.
Reach out to
Yeah.
you and try to understand what is this new integration coming up. What is
Mm.
it about portal learn? What is it about entity integration? Right? That's how I do it.
Uh,
I try to join the communities and try to be active. It could be anyone from the communities who is active in the ecosystem and who knows stuff could help me. So I try to build such kind of relationships, and even I try to be active in the communities where if someone has a question, I try to answer them whenever I got time.
Yeah. So this is one more interesting question. So previously we got DG from Monad. He's like India BD lead right now, and I asked this question to him like, hey, do you use AI for BD and sort of things? Like the same question. Do you use AI for anything related to BD and how it could be potentially useful for anyone?
We use for data scraping, we use a tool called Clay, which has the AI automation, which has some workflows. But apart from that, we use normal tools like SalesNav and HubSpot and Telegram. We don't use any kind of AI, as in like ChatGPT or anything. We don't use. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't encourage, but yeah, if you want to reach out and if you want to refine your blog, it's up to you.
Hmm. And so uh, it's my way of breaking down like BD into certain parts. The first one is like obviously the BD and partnerships. Like the second would be like the Twitter content. The third one would be marketing, right? And the fourth one would be networking. Like we covered networking and BD kind of things, right? But we didn't cover the Twitter and marketing sort of things. Like, do you want to like suggest how Twitter could be useful or could be one sort of your potential weapon when you are doing BD sort of things.
Okay, I don't know how I could say. Let's say I want people to have some conviction over the projects and the chains or the ecosystems that they are interested in, and then I want them to follow those accounts and then try to follow the folks who are talking about the projects, right? And then try to be active in the communications.
Yeah. And any top maybe Twitter accounts that you want to like suggest right now for BD or for in
One
general
could be, let's
DeFi
say,
DeFi things?
that could be you, and the other could be Abbas, the other could be Shivam from Manta, Seraphim. Yeah, there are all of these folks.
Yeah. I think you should like tweet it out like, hey, these are the top folks that you should follow in order to like,
If you see my account, you could just see them like all the followers. You can actually just copy paste and just run through it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, what else? Like even if someone wants to like, yeah, let's just say you are right now working as a BD, right, and you want to hire an intern or associate, right? What are the I would say things you would consider in order to like consider that particular application? Maybe some sort of proof of work required for in order to uh, such that like you would consider a person or an application that, hey, this is something that I would like to engage with.
I don't think I would be looking at the resume. I would just look at their skill set and like how do they reach out and what is their process in BD and how active are they in the community and how active are they in the space with the knowledge with all the narratives that is coming up. It could be prediction markets, could be perps, it could be stablecoins or anything. I want them to be like I want them to reach out to me saying that oh, there's a new narrative. Because at this point I know all the narratives that is coming up. But if I want someone to bring alphas
Yeah,
because we
and
want to
yeah, good, good.
no, I want to be early. So in this market you have to be early. If you're late, there's nothing.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation around alphas today, and we just came up with this particular thought process that hey, the information is always public. We just have to connect the dots. So someone
Right.
was asking about something around Wormhole, and I was like, hey, information is already out there. Like you just have to connect the dots. So this is my sort of understanding when it comes to alphas and like getting some sort of information around any particular project.
In Web3, everything is transparent, right? It's just you just have to realize that there's gonna be an alpha. It's your conviction that makes you win. You have to take the
Yeah,
risk.
I'm just yeah, got it. And even I was just asking around. I just wanted to ask. It's we are in the like middle of the year now, almost like we are in the second half of the year now. If you ask me, um, what are my goals with the what's left now with the year? I already like made it clear to the fellows even today as well. Like we got the call today. I have made it clear like what would we look like, how Wormhole India would look like in next half of the year. But if you want to like just maybe you must have certain sort of goals or something like that. Hey, I'm just going to chase this in this second half of the year.
Okay. I don't know how many of the folks that are actually watching this know me, but I want to get to know. I want to meet every one of them, and I want to be active in the community, in most of the
Yeah,
community. It could be Twitter, it
yeah.
could be anything. Yeah.
I'll make sure that the Lava would help us with all sort of
Yeah.
clips from the
Definitely.
same and make it known, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say one last, no, well, not last, but one sort of thing that I wanted to ask you is if you want to just summarize everything, right? If someone wants to build proof of work right from today, who is listening us right now, and they just want to gain I would say gain some sort of understanding around BD and they want to like build a proof of work from today. Maybe if you can just summarize this in like 3 to 5 steps on how to get started.
Okay, so basically you start small, right? You try to join all the communities and try to be active in the communities and contribute everywhere you can, right? And instead of just asking for a role or asking for a job, I would say build genuine relationships, try to ask for the feedback, make connections, right? And then document everything that you do. It could be a tweet, it could be a connection, it could be anything, it could be any initiative, right? And try to be as active as you can, right? It could be in the form of any content, it could be just tweeting about it, or it could be making video content, it could be anything, right? And stay consistent and chronically online. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And there are, I would say there are two things right now which is going on really good, which is RWAs and the regional stablecoins, right? And I know
But
that you are really good with DeFi understanding and DeFi knowledge, right? So two questions. The first one would be, how you like do you regularly consume some sort of uh, same information on a daily basis to keep yourself up, I would say keep yourself up to date with what's going on in DeFi, or maybe like the good question would be how you keep yourself relevant, or how you are like crypto native, like what's your process?
my process is same every day, but it starts with Twitter and ends with Twitter. I just check the feed and I just try to be like putting out my point of views and tweeting about my point of views. That's all.
Yeah. And yeah, let's just talk about RWS and regional stablecoins, right? Like, I found that, like, even talking with folks who are into TradFi, it's pretty much difficult to help them understand uh, how crypto is and how the unification works, like TradFi and DeFi, right? And
Right.
it just hard. Right? I do not know TradFi terms, and they do not know DeFi terms, right? And you have already worked with RWS prior to that. Like as a BD, how you approach that?
I would say like I had to go through a lot of books or a lot of tutorials on TradeFi to
Yeah,
understand where does this API come from and what is the API and how they are trying to bring it on chain, right? And these days I see a lot of
yeah,
institutions are also coming on chain, right? And there is a lot
yeah,
of security issues. It could be like it could be anything, right? And these days I think TradeFi and DeFi could be a great combination, but it's not going to be without incentivization, right? These days there are a lot of projects that are offering like 100% API or 1000% API. But what is stable, what is secure API is what matters, and I think RWAs bring those stable APIs, right? Stable and secure.
Yeah.
That's why they are backed
Yeah.
with like bills or which are the most secure assets in the space.
Mhm. And even the last time we were like talking about this, you even mentioned a book for TradeFi. Would you like to just highlight that once
The
again?
bond book, yeah, yeah, yeah.
One more thing is like I just wanted to ask you about regional stable coins, right? A lot of folks like I just keep reading the debates on CT right now why regional stable coins are irrelevant because stable coins would work if the currency is strong. It could be euro, it could be USD, but being a BD, just I just want to ask you like what's the potential over there, business potential over there with respect to regional stable coins?
I want stable coins or anything in the space to be like accessible to everyone, right? It could be stablecoin, it could be like opportunity of like farming any protocol, right? But I think like stablecoins are enabling that, right? They're making it accessible for everyone. And there are few communities or few regional communities where things are not accessible and they're not able to get loans or anything. And I think Cello or like there are a lot of stablecoins and a lot of pearls that are trying to bring this accessibility to everyone.
Yeah,
So I
and
think
even
it's it.
yeah, and as far as I know, like Srini is really into like hyperliquid ecosystem. And hey, like if you want to like, okay, you're not. Okay,
I'm into everything.
I just
I don't support. I like
yeah,
I found everything.
I just no. My question was that like if someone wants to like dive into a particular ecosystem, it could be I just want hyperliquid I mentioned because like we had a good chat about hyperliquid previously. So I just wanted to I just hyperliquid is kind of a is kind of a I would say an example over here for us. Like if someone wants to like go dive deep into a particular ecosystem, how someone can uh, how someone can just do that.
Okay. I didn't get the question, but I would say like I really love the like Solana Hyperliquid Sui ecosystem as well, and I really love like how the projects that are building on, like, especially on Hyperliquid, do not expect any support from the foundation, right? But they're still able to scale like a lot. For example, Kinetic, it has like I think around 1.5 or 1.7 billion TVL. I think it's just covering entire like half of the TVL of Hyperliquid. I really want to
Yeah.
I really want to dig deeper into their ecosystem and see like how they are able to scale that. But there are a lot of pearls that I'm in touch with like Hyperlane, Hyperfi, Hyperbeat. Yeah, I really love the
Yeah.
ecosystem. Like, they don't expect anything from the foundation and they just scale themselves.
Mhm. And even I see we are almost time now, and one last question would be, we just want to like if you want to like wrap up this conversation, right? And if you want to like summarize the whole conversation into some concrete actionable steps for someone who is listening to us right now, who are just like beginning with this particular with crypto, and they like the goal is like how they can just score their first big win, and what could be their first 3 to 5 steps to just get started with.
Okay, there the only chance is they just join the community, and especially with Wormhole, there is a fellowship 2.0 is going to open. I think it's already
Yeah.
open, and you
Okay.
guys just have to hit up any of us like me, Rachit or Smith, and
Yeah.
just the referral and get it going. That's all.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
takes one
I would
one
say,
text.
yeah, you have to like spam Srini's inbox to be a fellow. Like fellows are going to have a referral to invite other fellows. So yeah, you have to like spam Srini's inbox for that. Okay, then I would say it was a nice conversation with you. And to just wrap this up, I would say thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks Srini for joining in. I would say we can just do this one another time as well. I had a good conversation with you. So yeah, see you folks next time. Thanks, Rin, for joining in.
Thanks, Smith. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, yeah.